5 secret techniques to make any aquarium look incredible. This video won't be focusing on how to achieve a thriving tank. You know what I mean, healthy plants and fish, CO2, lighting, all that good stuff. We won't be talking about any of that on this video. That's a subject for a different video, and I have plenty of those. You can go check them out later. But this one though, this one is about things that you can implement right now, even after you've built your aquarium, to completely change the way it looks, to make it beautiful, eye-catching. This one is all about the looks. If you want your aquarium to look stunning, nothing is more important than contrast. If everything blends together, nothing pops. You need light and dark, big and small, smooth and rough. It's what makes a scape visually exciting. Start with your substrate choice. A dark substrate makes bright green plants glow, while a lighter substrate can highlight darker fish or invertebrates like cherry shrimp. Then think about plant selection. Mix fine-leaved plants like Rotala with broad-leaved plants like Anubias to create texture contrast. And of course, color. Pair deep red plants like Rotala narrowleaf with vibrant green plants to make both colors stand out more. Hardscape plays a role too. Using dark Sirius tones against light sand or driftwood against lush green plants creates depth and makes the whole setup more dynamic. And don't forget fish. A school of bright neon tetras swimming against a deep green background. Instantly stunning. The key is balance. It always is. You want enough contrast to be visually interesting, but not so much that it feels chaotic. Get this right, and your tank will have that pro-level attention-grabbing look without any extra effort. This next one is a little harder to achieve than the first one, but if you get it right, people won't be able to stop looking at your aquarium because of how captivating it will be. For that, you need to master shadows. Shadows might not be the first thing you think about when aquascaping, but they completely change the vibe of your tank. A flat, evenly lit aquarium looks artificial. Natural environments have depth, mystery, and contrast. The trick? Use hardscape and plants to create shadow zones. A well-placed piece of driftwood or a tall rock can cast soft shadows, making the tank feel more dynamic. Floating plants can diffuse light, creating dappled patterns that mimic sunlight filtering through water. Even your lighting angle matters. If your light sits directly above, everything looks uniform. But tilt it slightly or use a spotlight style feature, and suddenly you have depth and movement. Shadows also give fish a sense of security. If your fish are constantly hiding, they might need more shade retreats instead of just caves. Also, shadows help disguise equipment. Place your heater or skimmer in a darker section and it blends right in. Mastering shadows is like adding lighting effect to an aquarium. You are not just scaping with rocks and plants, you are sculpting with light. How cool is that? If you are enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps me to continue making videos like this on a weekly basis. Let's move on to a technique that I use even in my thumbnails. The rule of thirds. If your tank looks off and you can't figure out why, it's probably the layout. A common mistake is placing everything dead center. It might feel like the right thing to do, but it actually makes the scape look unbalanced. Instead, use the rule of thirds, a simple trick borrowed from photography and art. Imagine your tank divided into 3 equal sections, both horizontally and vertically. Now, place your main focal point, like a large rock, driftwood, or tall plant, at one of the intersections instead of right in the middle. This instantly makes your tank feel more natural. If you're using multiple hardscape pieces, group them unevenly. one large piece and a few smaller ones nearby. Nature isn't symmetrical, and your scape shouldn't be either. The best part is that you don't need fancy materials or expensive gear, just a better way of arranging what you already have. Try it, and suddenly your tank will go from nice to next level. Number 4. The trick to making your tank look larger than it really is. Layers. If your aquascape looks flat or one-dimensional, you are probably missing layers. A great aquarium layout has a foreground, midground, and background, just like a natural landscape. Without layers, everything blurs together and the tank lacks depth. Start with your foreground. Use low-growing plants like Monte Carlo or dwarf hairgrass to create a natural carpet. Small stones or scattered details like tiny twigs or botanicals also help add realism. Then build up your midground. This is where your main hardscape should go. Arrange driftwood, rocks, or taller bushy plants like crypts or anubias to create structure and a sense of scale. Finally, your background should be the tallest section, with plants like Rotala or Luigia that grow upwards and create a lush backdrop. A sloped substrate, higher in the back, lower in the front, makes layering even more dramatic. This trick also makes small tanks look way bigger because your eyes naturally follow the depth. The key is transitioning smoothly between layers so it feels cohesive. If you master this, your aquarium won't just look like a fish tank, it'll look like a living, breathing underwater world. And the last technique is the easiest one. Pick the right background. The quickest way to instantly upgrade your tank. You'll be surprised how much a good background changes the entire look of your aquarium. The wrong one can be distracting, artificial, and messy. The right one, clean, professional, and visually striking. If your tank is against a wall with cables, filters, and random clutters showing through the back, it instantly kills the aesthetics. Believe me, I know, this is a mistake that I've made so many times, and it's so easy to fix. Get a solid black or frost film background. Black makes plants and fish pop, while frost white gives a soft, diffused glow that works great in minimalist setups. Avoid those print, high-detail backgrounds. They might look cool in the store, but in your tank, they usually clash with the scape. If you want something natural, try a DIY moss wall or textured background using thin driftwood or slate rocks. Even simple tweaks like adjusting the lighting angle can change how the background interacts with the tank. A well-chosen background also helps disguise heaters, filter pipes, and cables, making your aquascape the real focal point. It's one of the easiest, cheapest upgrades you can make, but it has a massive impact. Once you switch, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. So there you have it, 5 techniques to instantly upgrade your aquarium. Let me know in the comments if you have any techniques of your own that you'd like to share.